What can you picture Livy doing for work when she grows up? No clue. And I want her to do something that makes her so happy and to find something to say like I did, because I'm happy in what I do, but then I think, am I doing anything profound? Like sometimes you have those thoughts of like, what am I doing? But then this isn't all we do. You know, we have different things, but I just feel like I want her to do something that makes her so happy. I never want her to feel pressured to do something, or, you know, I do feel like she's going to do something creative. Just, you know, your child, I don't know. It's so odd to have a child, you know them so much and inside and out, but then you think, what's your life going to be like? You know, it's just such a trip. Can we be friends? Yeah, girl, if you're here and we're talking, like, what do you think I'm doing? Like, I'm not here just putting out stuff for my enjoyment, okay? Because clearly I'm not enjoying, like, I don't watch my own videos. But I enjoy this interaction. I enjoy not even the feedback, because, I don't know, that's a whole mind trip in itself. But I do, when I do these videos, recognize that there's a community on the other end and that you guys value what I'm saying in some way, because you're here watching, and I, always want to just be like truthful, honest, real with you guys. But if you're watching this, we are friends. Do you see yourself leaving YouTube someday? You know, it's so weird. When I first started, I thought, how am I ever gonna even like get through next week? Like, am I gonna have videos for next month? And then it just happens and it rolls and it's easy. And I've never gotten to a point where I'm like, what am I gonna do next? Like I think it's because I started this not from a very curated place. Sure, from the beginning, like I was more like, okay, we're gonna do this makeup look, that makeup look, this makeup look, that makeup look, this makeup look, that makeup look. And then once I started getting to know you guys, I wanted to do more personal things or show you guys other things and stick with the makeup, but then add in other things. So when people say sometimes like, where's the makeup? I'm like, it's in there. Same with the home stuff. Same with maybe the lifestyle stuff. You get a little bit of everything, because I am a real person, just not using this, but seeing this as a place of just sharing and not such a curated thing of, okay, well, we're only talking about this, we're only talking about that. So when I said, do you see yourself leaving YouTube? I don't say I don't, because that's not realistic either. I don't know. I'm just doing what I would do on any normal day. Do you see yourself ever not interacting with your friends? Do you see yourself not, like, I don't know. It's just become a part of it's like you have a good friend, right? You have a best friend. You have a community. You have a family. Like, you're going to check up on them. You're going to always have them in your life. And that's kind of what I feel like with this. This has just become a part of my life, and it's fun. And I think because I've always stayed myself, I've never made this like a performance or something where it would be tiring to put out a video every week, or like, oh God, it's just me coming on here. So it's not hard. It's not curated. I don't know what to, you know what I'm saying? So it's not hard to do. I think sometimes, I've thought to myself, what if something like, oh God, this is terrible. I don't even want this. Like if something bad happened, or like, how would you even, thank God I've never, I don't even want to put this out there, like tragedy or anything bad, like how would I come on here and continue? And there have been really bad like things that go on in my life or whatever, and as do you guys, and you still go to work, you still interact with your friends, you still talk to your so yeah, I'm still gonna come on here and talk, but like sometimes I do wonder, like, I wonder how, if, I don't know, but I think, I don't know how certain things, am I making sense? I wonder how certain things that may happen in the future affect this. And I don't know. I just don't ever see something completely being like, okay, don't do YouTube anymore. Like, for what? Like, I like doing this. Do you see more you in Livy's personality currently, or Brad? I see both of us. I feel like I'm more of a risk taker. I'm very sensitive feeling and stuff, but Brad is very like cautious. And I always joke, from the time she was a baby, she was the most cautious baby. I'd be like, please climb on something. Like, please smear some food on your face. Like, please do something. And she'd just be like, mm-mm. And still she's very much like, very cautious, but also like, I love that she runs around barefoot outside. I love that. That's not me. And I'm like, where did you get that? So she's not so prissy, but she's cautious. I don't know. I feel like she's just the perfect blend of both of us, as cheesy as that sounds. But she is very creative and very like musical like Brad, which I'm a creative person. Brad's more of like has a mind for like math and like music and stuff like that, and she is very good at that kind of stuff. So it's just interesting. Your favorite lipstick colors? Currently, I have really just the shade of kind of what I'm wearing right now. You know, you guys might remember these. Did you ever grab these Citizen lipstick colors? I hope you did. And I did pretty good with like not going back and like cleaning out the whole brand because I love these. The Ibiza and the Dubrovnik. It's like a lip gloss on one side and a lipstick on the other. So good. And then, but it's all kind of the same kind of color. I just like these mauvey pinks. I don't like anything super bright or just a lip gloss. But this is the Chanel Serenity. I'll link to that. That is the best lipstick ever. Did you feel complete after Olivia? Does that feeling exist? I have 2 and I'm torn on a 3. It's so different for everybody. And I think as a mom, you never think, okay, this is it. Sure, you can think like, I am fine with 1 child or whatever. Like, I never thought I need a lot of kids or I'm so content being a mom. And I do feel, I felt complete before. As strange as that sounds, I would have been okay, you know, but I also knew I wanted to be a mom. And then when I had Olivia, just this whole new like zone, section of my body, of my heart, of my mind opened up when you become a mother. And it never was like, okay, I want another. The only time I ever thought that was, does she need a sibling? But then I'm like, that's not. For every person that says, oh, I loved having siblings, there's so many people that are like, we're like in such a nightmare. It's terrible to say. So I think there's not a right or wrong answer. It's not better to have more kids. It's not better to have 1. It's not better to have none. It's just whatever you want to do. And I don't think you're ever going to, I don't know. Maybe you might, I mean, I was to say you might not, maybe when you get older, you might regret not having more kids or whatever, but that's different for everybody. And you know what? Should I say, but it's like, we're all going to have regrets. We're all going to wish we would have had more, had less, done something different, done something, whatever. I don't know. There's just not a good answer to that. Again, just no more babies, no more babies, no more babies. Y'all, how old do you think I am? Not that people have babies into their 40s. I'm not saying that, but I'm not it, okay? I ain't that. I ain't it. I'm not one of those, okay? I'm happy. No. Thoughts on the Ladies of London mini reunion on RHO Dubai? Wouldn't even know about it. Tried with Dubai and can't stand it. It's just not it. And it's not because of where it is, who it is, what it is. It's the fact that with these shows on Bravo, these housewife shows, the years of the golden like ratings and all that was because there were these, we fell in love with these women, okay? Good, bad, problematic, whatever they were. And then over the years, sure, they add new people to shake it up, but it's not going to work if you just wipe the cast or bring in someone new. And it doesn't work at this point when we've had this housewives culture for so many years that now if you make a new housewives show, these women, they know the assignment, and that's not a good thing. It's a good thing sometimes, but it's not a good thing when they come. They know what to do. They're putting on airs, and they know what kind of show they're creating. I miss the days when these women came together not even knowing what they were doing. That was the fun of it. I don't think if you just put women in a room together, no matter how wealthy they are, what they can show, where they're filming, how exotic, how basic, how whatever it is, how over the top they are, it's not a recipe for, oh, this is just going to magically work. And I just am wondering, like, can we stop forcing it? Like, I just don't think it's that great. I want to get lip filler. What advice can you give to prepare me? Start small. I kind of want mine to die down a little bit, and I've had them for several months. I think mine do better when they die down a little bit. Does that make sense? So start small, like I did when I first did them. Y'all didn't even notice I had them for the first 3 months because I looked at them because I've always had such small lips, just the shape of my face. And I got the lips not because I wanted big lips, or I would have done it much sooner. It really balanced my face. And you can go overboard, but you need to go to someone that knows what they're doing. So start small. Do not let them put that whole syringe in your lips to begin with. Get just a little bit to smooth and to shape, and then build, build, build. Go back a little bit, and make sure that the person knows what they're doing. Look at other people that they've done. It's tricky for me because I feel like mine last a long time, but I think in those first years of getting it, when I was going like every maybe every 6 months. I would get her to do a little bit. And then when I got to the point where I liked the size of them, they will last for like a year, more than that, you know, so you don't need to go back and get them done a lot. Last time I got Botox, maybe like 6 months ago, which I need to go, I mean, I don't know, I don't need to, but I do like the Botox just for keeping my forehead smooth. You can't notice in the movement of my face. You just can't. It doesn't make my face look any different. But when I'm up on it, when people see, your skin looks younger. It just makes your skin look smoother. It doesn't make you look like, you know. If anything, I look like that more of the time anyways. When I have Botox, I feel like my face looks relaxed, which is what I try to do. What am I saying? Okay, but anyways, the last time I was like, yeah, just touch them up. And I love it, and I'm glad that she did, but they're getting to the point now where I feel like they're getting good, and they'll just get better and better and better over the years. So, yeah, start small. I guess that's my best. And what advice can you give to prepare me? Watch my video. I literally have a video maybe from about a year ago. I think I filmed it like last July, where I took you in while I got it all done. Showed every single thing going into my face. What is your favorite thing about your life? My favorite thing about my life isn't like a thing. It's just a feeling of like being content. And again, I say that it's not, you might say, oh, it's nice, you know, if someone has enough money where they can be content, or enough whatever it is, but it's not about a certain amount of money. It's not about where you live. It's not about certain achievements. It's about be content, have realistic expectations, and don't go above and beyond. Don't always just want the next bigger, better. Like when I see people say, what are your goals? Or the guy like, well, what's your goals? It's like, I've done all that. It's not a monetary thing. It's a feeling of just being content. I know I could live in a little cottage and be content, or whatever, you know what I mean? Being content for me isn't about having a lot of things and reaching some level, whatever you want to call that. My favorite thing is knowing that I have my family and that I've created like a good, solid unit with them. And really that's all that matters. Would you ever review other YouTubers' makeup? Yeah, and I have friends that have had like makeup brands that I don't think they do anymore. But the thing is like, I just buy what I want to buy. I'm not going to go get a YouTuber's makeup just so that I have something to show that will get a lot of... My battery went out. It's not about the person. It's not about that. It's just that in general, that doesn't excite me. Like I really only buy things that I don't know, like sometimes, yeah, if something really excites me, you know, I'll get it or whatever. But for me, you know, and look, like I've supported my friends over the years, and it's not because it's like, oh, I'm just going to support you. And y'all know I live in L&M stuff. She's like one of my best friends. I've bought and have been sent and have reviewed jewelry from I don't want to say tons, but different YouTubers and different influencers have brands. I've showed things of like art stuff over the years from women and people that I support, and got so many things. But makeup isn't just the one thing, and it's really something that I don't talk about a lot because I am so picky with my makeup. And it's not because I don't think that they're good. I think that there's amazing things. It's just that I am so inundated and overrun, not overrun, but I have so many good things, and I like trying new things. I'm not going to talk about something just to talk about it. Do you know what I mean? And it's not something that I'm like, I don't know how to describe it. But no, I mean, but then friends of mine that have makeup brands that I may not have ever talked about are still great friends of mine, and it's not because it's like, oh, you're not talking about it. I don't have any of it. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's not something I would naturally go out and buy. Fave perfume would have to be this, the Delina Exclusive. I got back into the Baccarat Rouge 540, and I always like that more for like, I associate that more with like holidays and stuff. But every time I smell it, I just think of like real depths of 2020. Like, I don't know, that was just like my COVID perfume that I literally wore around the house for like 2 years. Okay. Been watching you for years. Tips on growing a collection of bags and purses. That's what it is. It starts somewhere. Like, I think when you first watched my videos, like I had like one nice pair of designer heels that I probably spent all my money on. And that's not smart. But no, like start somewhere. Don't overspend to get something. Don't feel like you have to sell something to buy something. It's better to have like one really nice thing or nothing, you know, and be comfortable than you don't want to be spending all your money on something or going nuts. And you know what I'm saying? Just collect over time. Don't get overwhelmed with seeing these videos or these influencers or these people that have these massive collections that can be like, oh my gosh, like if only, like how can I get that amount of things? It's not about that. It takes time, and just pace yourself, you know? What topics are you hoping to hit on in your podcast in the next few months? Okay, first of all, we've talked about it all. Okay, we've talked about so many things, but there's always things coming up. There's always, I mean, of course, like anything going on, that's like where we share it. We you know, I don't know. I really want to talk a lot about, I've been reading this book lately. We talked about a lot of books last week, but I've been reading this book lately that is very like motherhood centric. It's called, well, it's not, it's my type of motherhood book. Okay. It's called I'll Show Myself Out by Jessie Klein. And it's like a book of like essays. Do yourself a favor. If you're a mother, you have to buy this book. If you're anyone else, if you are literally anyone else, you also need this book. What is that on my camera? Oh, that's, I thought that little mirror was like something. Okay. I can't see. I clearly need my glasses. So good. It's written, it's like I feel like it's I think that's what authors kind of, I'm relating to this book in a lot of ways. And I think if you're a mother, it'll make you feel good. It'll give you some laughs. It's very, very good. And there's deep parts, there's funny parts. Every story in it has such just a feel of just like something I have been through, or you guys, I mean, so good. But I do want to talk about, so we touch on parenting here and there. I mean, a lot in the podcast, but I don't know. I think that we're kind of, a lot of us listening are mothers, or even if you're not, you might be interested. Obviously, if you're listening to the podcast, if you're watching this, you might be interested. I will say you're interested in like maybe my takes on things, even if you're not a mother, that I'm going through, or struggles that we have, or just anything like that. So I think that would be, I don't know. So we've got some things coming up, but we always talk about anything and everything going on, and sometimes get ourselves in trouble. But I think it's I don't know. I feel like it's like this YouTube, like there's never going to be a point where it's like, what are we talking about? It's just like, there's too much to talk about. Okay. Next, luxury, bags, shoes, jewelry, etc. on your mind. If anything lately, I just haven't been into it. Not into it, I will say, like, because I love the things that I have. But I'm not someone that you're going to always see have like the newest this or the newest that, or oh my gosh, that bag's not out yet. I'm always a little late on the things, not because it's like I can get my hands on these things and I know about them. It's just that like I really have to think about something a while before I get it, and think usually what pushes me to get something isn't like on a whim or anything, like, or an impulse. It's usually what pushes me to buy something that's expensive, or something even just not expensive for myself. It's something that I am thinking like, gosh, I really want that. I wish I would have bought that then, or now I really know how much I want it. You know what I mean? So I just haven't had that feeling about anything. And I feel like it's, again, like I was saying before, with a goal, with success, with traveling, with whatever people might see, oh, I want to have a house like this or a house like that. Once you get certain things, I don't want to say you realize it's not important, but you just think, okay, well, maybe I've done that. You know what I mean? And maybe the goal isn't to make a lot of money. Maybe my goal isn't to have a really nice purse or this or that. I have what I like and what I want, certainly everything that I need. That's not what I'm like hungry to do all the time, is to just buy more stuff, or buy this kind of purse, or that kind of this, or that kind of that. Is that interesting? I don't know. Can you use the CR number 9 oil on top of the Dr. Dennis Gross Moisture Cushion Moisturizer? You could, but I find with that oil at night, you know, and I've done that whole, I think 3 videos ago, I did an in-depth skin video. At night, I wash my face. I use that TNS serum, which isn't like a moisturizer, it's like a serum. And then I just put the oil over that. You don't need 17 different types of moisturizers. The oil is enough. And sometimes what I'll do after the oil on my neck gets very flaky right here. I'll then put like La Mer, I'll put like a really thick lotion here, or just anything, or maybe the moisture cushion or whatever. But I've never felt the need to put the moisture cushion on and then put something else on top of it. I haven't really been using the moisture cushion a lot. In the morning, I've been using an oil as well. I either use the Skinny Confidential oil in the morning or the Skims, the glow drops, the oil drops, which I like, not Skims. What is it? Skin. She should have just named her freaking skincare line Skims. Skims, skin. But those are good. I don't know if I would repurchase that's a great oil, but the CR number 9 oil, I think, would be good all the time. It's just the best oil ever. And what's interesting, I do want to say this. Okay, what do you think is the hardest thing about being a mom? Again, I want to really deep dive into this. Like someone asked about the podcast. The hardest thing I would just say, besides like obviously the responsibility, again, buy that book that I mentioned before, is just, it does change your life, obviously. It changes your life in the most beautiful ways. But I think women, men, certainly, anyone that becomes a parent, where you are the person that is responsible for the child, father, yeah, but I'm talking like if you were the person, okay, how do I word this? Mothers, I think, father, caregivers, people that are responsible for your child. It's a mind F, because you're just so engrossed in this. It's the most beautiful thing, but there's a lot of, you're at war with yourself a lot of times, not at war, but like you're just constantly keeping yourself above water. And okay, I've got to make sure, like we said, how's my body looking? How do I feel about this? I got to snap back. I got to get my mental clarity. I've got to make sure I'm eating the right things. I've got to keep myself, I've got to get some sleep in these nights, waking up. And God, even when your kid does sleep on their own, you're like so afraid they're going to bust it on you at any second. No one tells you about that. That's like terrifying. And it's like, all these things, just the trauma of leaving the hospital, no one telling you, which I've said this so many times, no one flipping tells you. And there was a chapter in the book about that. And I was like, holy shit, like nobody ever mentions this. Like no one talks about the constant bleeding, about and I had a C-section. It's not just about your, it's going to be just like, I didn't push a baby out down there, but holy shit out, like it wasn't good. Okay. It wasn't good. And you're bleeding for a month, you're wearing these giant underpants that they don't sell at the store, that some company like Frida, I remember, we talked about this on the podcast before I read the book, and the girl in the book, Jessie Klein, actually mentions this. She was like, this Frida company has a set of like, ooh, it's secret. It's a secret set for women. Why is it a secret? She says that, and I'm totally just stealing what she's saying, but that's my sentiments. Why is it a secret? Like, we talk about, she goes, we talk about like in school they teach kids about like boys and like, nocturnal, I don't even want to say it. I'm not a prude. I'll say like the grossest things, but I'm not saying that. So all these like boys having dreams at night and stuff. Why is no one talking about what happens to a woman after they give birth? No woman told me that. I have so many friends. I have friends that have babies. No one told me that. Why isn't anyone sharing this information? Oh, I scare the shit out of everybody. All my friends, anyone that's going to have a baby, anyone I talk to, I'm like, well, this is going to happen and this is going to happen. Not in a bad way, but you need to be prepared. And you need to make sure you smuggle out as many of those underpants as you can. And buy pads the size of lifeboats. But what are some of your dinner ideas? I feel like I always make the same things. Same. And I don't put a lot of pressure. Like, here's the thing. I'm a great cook. I will say it. But I'm not someone that finds my self-worth in putting 3 meals on the table every day, or look at what I made. Sure, I post pictures of pretty food every now and then. I think nothing's easier than making any kind of pasta. That's my go-to. Cacio e pepe, spaghetti, any kind of noodles with anything. Grilled chicken, put some lemon on there, some lemon garlic spaghetti. We used to do that all the time. Put some Parmesan on there, put some, anything that you have on there. It's so easy, it's so cheap. Tacos, always easy to do. Put some like beef in a pan or some chicken or some pork or sausage, whatever, not sausage, any kind of like, those kind of like taco meats or whatever, with some like onions and some peppers, and then like brush a pan with some olive oil, put your tortillas in there and like coat them in the olive oil, and then fill up your things, roll them up, put them in the oven, and then like bake them. Do you know what I mean? It's like little taquitos, but not really like flautas. I don't know. Easy. I'm just saying easy peasy. And yeah, make some, but at the end of the day, like, we go out a lot. Like, we'll all eat different things at the same time. You want this? I want that. I want to do whatever. Like, let's eat, okay? That's not the value of, look at what mom put on the table. Like, what a great mom I am because I'm such a great cook. I think that's great to cook for your family, and I do. But sometimes I think my message is, like, be kind to yourself. sometimes you don't want to cook, and that's okay. Put together, like, give your kids cereal, it's fine. And like, if your significant other doesn't understand that, then tell them to get in the kitchen. Like, sorry. I feel like Brian and I have always been good about that. Like, he's never been like he loves when I cook certain things, but he's never been like a chauvinist guy, which maybe I'm able to say that because, thank God. But he's never been like, well, I want this, like, you're not cooking. No, like, he'll, like, okay, would you like to make something? Like, he makes a mean breakfast, pancakes. He can cook, okay? Like, make us some of that, you know what I mean? An updated what's in my bag. Yes, I will do that. Do you have any siblings? Yes, I have a sister. And we always joke like, well, she's my half sister, but I feel like we both kind of grew up as, we got the best of both worlds, right? Like, we're only kids in our, we behave like only, I don't know, like, we have all the benefits of being kind of an only child and of having siblings. So we've got the best of both worlds. Where is your dream place to live? I love where I live. I love our home. I think it's perfect. Like, we can get everywhere. I love this area. It's the best, I feel, best area of Georgia to live. It says, your house is so beautiful. Do you think you would move in the next 5 years? I don't know. Thank you. I don't know. You always think, oh, I'd like to live in a different neighborhood, somewhere newer, somewhere new. But then it's like, those things aren't important. Like, make your house what you want it. What's important is your family. And I think too, just with the market right now, I'm just very comfortable here. I feel like we're in a good spot here, and I would definitely not make any moves right now. But I don't know why we even would, unless if we were just like, we're moving out of the state or we're moving somewhere else. I would never sell this house to move down the street or to move like even to a different area that you think, or a neighborhood that might be nicer, to a newer house. For what? Like, this, it's fine. I really do love our house. My top 5 drugstore products: the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Foundation. As a matter of fact, I might pick up some of that again soon. I really did like that. Here's what but I've got so many other good foundations that I'm using now. My thing is, like, I've never been this type of YouTuber, and I've kind of fallen into this in the past, sometimes, where I'm like, well, let me go do a drugstore haul or this or that just for the sake of doing it. That was very long ago. I don't do that. I show you guys exactly what I'm using, but I'm not gonna go buy something drugstore just to show it, but I do love that. Nothing better than the Under Eye Concealer by Maybelline with the sponge on it, the Age Rewind, so good. The only thing that has rivaled it, I do feel, is this Giorgio Armani, and the one that I used in the video today is this. It's the Say, which is like a serum concealer that's very, it is a little sticky. It's very, the days that I feel like, okay, I want to look a little glowier, not glowier, but I just need some moisture, I use that. It's great too. What else? I think, oh my gosh, I hate to even say like a specific mascara, but you can get some great mascara at the drugstore. Clear Brow Gel. I just said that the other day, like, I'm not spending money, and I don't spend money on Clear Brow Gel. Revitalash sent me this, the Clear. I've had this for a long time, which I do like that. I probably would repurchase that. But like, if I just want brow gel for my eyebrows, I'll just go buy some Clear mascara. I don't know, I mean, just, there's so many, they have so many good things. You can find any great things. Oh, the e.l.f. sponges. This is considered drugstore. So good. You can get them in a whole set. This is one of them. It's very dirty, but one of those from the set's just great. You can get like 3 of them for the price of like maybe a quarter of what a beauty blender costs, which is nuts. What are your favorite IG accounts? I like anything home decor related. I like food. What are your favorite face treatments? Starting Botox in a few days and want to get treatments too. Same. I've always tiptoed into that. Like, well, not same. I'm getting Botox in a few days, I wish. But no, it's always like hard for me to go because I'm like, oh, it's like the Botox to me isn't so instant gratification. Like, lips were always fun to go get because you were like, yay. I don't know. I really have to like psych myself up to go get Botox, even though I know I like the way it looks. I can do it. I can take it or leave it. Where the treatments are concerned, I have to be careful because, I do want to get a hydrofacial. Hydrofacials are great. That's good. I really have to be careful because I do have melasma, so I can't do a lot of things that involve heat. I would say avoid things. Don't spend money on a microcurrent thing or a microcurrent treatment because those are temporary. You can buy the new face and do it at home. Sure, if you get one of those microcurrent treatments, which I have spent money on like facials where they add in the microcurrent. Microcurrent's only gonna work if you do it every few days to keep your skin tight. Sure, it can snatch you for a couple hours, but it's gonna go away in like a couple days. So it's not, it's just something that you have to really stay on top of. So I wouldn't say don't invest in any microcurrent. Just buy the NuFace device, do it at home. Micro needling I think is great, but again, you can do the Glow Pro and use that at home. But I know estheticians and people are like, don't do that at home. But I think if you get the Glow Pro, you sanitize it. You know, I'm not gonna say it's the same, but okay. Do you still use and love Pantene hair products as you used to, or not a fear of drugstore hair care anymore? I used to love Pantene. My hair looked beautiful when I used Pantene, and then I used different things, but my very favorite thing is the Colleen Rothschild. Nothing compares. It's such a simple hair care system, but I just love it. It's the best. And it's not that I don't like drugstore hair care. I mean, if I didn't do that, I would go buy drugstore hair care. I don't think, I've never been a drugstore hair care snob at all, but Colleen Rothschild, nothing compares, and I love it, and I wish she sold it at the drugstore, and I'd buy that. I would snatch up that in a heartbeat. Your Nacho Bel Grande special order. I don't know if she's just like laughing at it or if she wants it. Again, I've said it 3 times in this video. Nachos Bel Grande, no beans, add lettuce. And a lot of mild sauce. Pour that all over it. Did you get married at the Wheeler house? No. Dinner idea. We got married in a church like near our hometown, then we had a reception somewhere else. I love the table. Where'd you get it from? I think she's talking about my dining room table. It was from Restoration Hardware years ago. I don't know if they have that anymore. I think I've made it through a lot of these, you guys, and I don't even know how long we've been talking. And again, I'm sure this is gonna be about an hour long, but I hope that you enjoyed chit-chatting, and I don't know, maybe got something interesting out of this, or just enjoyed hearing some different takes on things. And I love doing these every now and then just because I feel like it kind of opens my mind in a different way just to freely talk about things. Whereas like I'll have certain things that I do videos on, or certain topics, or even certain personal things that I know I'm going to talk about. But I think when I truly have like questions like that I'm just reading off the top of my mind, not really thinking too hard about my answers, which I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I feel like it makes way for like a better conversation or like better responses. And I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. I had so much fun talking with you guys. And yeah, like I said, I know we mentioned the podcast a lot, but I'm not trying to do that. If you ask these questions, I want you guys to know that if you are interested in a lot of these things, the podcast every week with Brad and I is like this times 10. And you know, like we started that, it didn't replace anything we do here. The things we do here, I don't talk about there. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a really good balance. But I think if you are someone that is, I don't want to say nosy, but curious about more deeper things within our relationship, within our home life, that's kind of the place where a lot of those things go. And I hope that you guys are having a great day and that you've had a great week. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys again next week. Bye, y'all.